In this video, we leave our anchorage on the Kankakee River, where we spent 2 nights waiting out some weather, and travel 70 miles to Lake Michigan and Hammond Marina. Along the way, we travel under many bridges, including the famous 19-foot 6-inch fixed bridge. We also pass through the electric fish barrier that keeps the Asian carp out of the Great Lakes, and lots of other industrial sites. Hope you enjoy the video.
Okay, we just left Kankakee River and we had to pay attention getting out of there because it's a narrow path to get out. Even saw four feet for a second there. It scared us, but now we're going by a marina, which I don't know the name of, so I'll put it down below, but it's kind of cool. They had a lot of little houseboats, I guess they call them, or houses on the river. And let's see, Harborside Marina, that's the name of it. I don't know if they rent those out or if people own them, but it's pretty neat.
Harborside Marina?
Yeah, Harborside Marina. They supposedly have a wonderful restaurant called Big Fish Grill. And you can stay there, but we did hear it was not great for large boats to get in. And I can see the entrance there is pretty narrow. Nice house on the corner. Looks like a lot of houses in there. They got a lot of buildings that might pull boats out, keep them indoor storage. But we are on our way to Lake Michigan. Hope that's our goal, is to make it to Lake Michigan today. City of Chicago.
There's other barges just like it right there.
He told us to come by on his starboard side on the one, which is our port side. First tow of the day. Passing our second tow, Luke Burton. He's just moving around a little bit on the side. Working on all these tows, moving them around, or all these barges, moving them around. This is just like an area of a ton of barges everywhere. Third tow for the day, going by, nothing behind it, Miss Marley. A barge casino. Pretty old looking. First lock of the day, OBrien Lock. We were lucky. We called when we were about a mile out. I actually called on the phone, and he said, "I'll empty the chamber for you. Be ready in about 15 minutes. So that's something you want to hear. It was nice. And he asked him if we could, what side we should tie on. He said, we would like you to go on the port side. And since we were already rigged for the starboard, I said, would you mind if we tied on the starboard side? And he said, that'll be 70% more. And I said, okay, I'll leave you a bag of money on the side as we leave. And he is letting us go on the starboard side. Second pin, he said, to tie up, which was nice to get directions like that. It's helpful to know where they think the best places for you to go. And so we should be, they're letting the water out now, as you can see, and doors should open soon. Got a couple of cute fishing guys here fishing. Looks like almost like they're dressed alike, or maybe they have waders on. It looks like. I don't know. Wonder how the fishing is here. Wonder how the fishing is here. It's kind of interesting, all the foam that is being made at this lock. Ed said all this water is coming downriver from Chicago, and I guess we don't know if it's soap or what makes this foam, but I think environmentalists could probably tell you it looks kind of yellow when it's thick coming by on the top, but there's a lot of it. Water's still coming out. He said it takes them about 15 minutes to let it out, so we're just hanging here. Ed's nudging the engines in and out, just keeping us in the middle till we get the okay to go in. There's a sign that's pretty interesting on the side as you enter. They're trying to keep the Asian carp out of the Great Lakes. It says, "Notify lock personnel if your vessel has any fish that have jumped aboard. Fish are required to be removed from vessel before proceeding upstream." Whoa. Okay, we don't have any, so we don't have to notify them. Gates are open, and we are starting to go in. Got the green light, so I'm gonna go. There's our notification. So inside of Brandon Lock, we're dealing with a lot of wind, and so Ed is using the bow thrusters to try to keep us off right now. There's the gates going out, and they're letting the water in, and we go up 24 feet.
We're still in Brandon Lock going up, but I just wanted to give you a shot of what it looks like as they let the water in. This is in the center of the lock, the turbulence that's coming up. That kind of bounces you around and sometimes against the wall. So good to have all your fenders deployed.
Leaving Brandon Lock. Got a tugboat waiting to come in for us. And we're out of here. First lockdown. I suppose you could call this passing a tugboat or towboat, whatever you want to call it. This is Derek E. And he's backing in as we're going out. And we've got a bridge ahead of us that's plenty high, and then we have a series of bridges that will have to be raised one after another. I don't remember how many, but we'll check it out when we get there. Okay, we just went through our first bridge that opened for us, McDonough Bridge, and he said he would call ahead to the next bridges, and it looks like this one's already open too. And I see a green one after that will have to open for us. And I don't even know how many after that. I know the famous Joliet Wall, where a lot of loopers stay, is up here somewhere. We tried to stay there on our first trip up, and it was not successful. We were a little scared off by a bunch of people yelling at us and asking for money as we pulled up, so we took off. And we decided that's not a place for us. Anywhere you have to call the police when you get there. any free wall is something that we are not planning on staying on. I think this is the wall right here. And this bridge is opening up for us. It's windy out here. Oh, my new microphones are working. Joliet Township Government Offices. And then we have another bridge. Here's more of the wall. It looks like a nice place, but if you're with a bunch of boats, a bunch of loopers together, then I could say yeah, but we're mostly by ourselves because we're doing the loop backwards, so it's probably not a place for us. Especially I think when we came, it was on a Saturday night, so I think there was a lot of partying going on, and that could have contributed to our experience. Here comes our next one, which Ed is going full stream for, but that's not opened yet. You better slow down. Here it goes. Cass Street. And here we go. Oh my gosh, there's another one. Crazy. I didn't remember there were this many. And they're closing it up. I think this is our fourth bridge that needs to open for us. Thankfully, they do it for you. You don't have to call each one. The first bridge, McDonough, he called ahead, he said, and got them all going. Asked us how far we were going. We told him we're going all the way to Chicago. So he's getting them all up for us, which is fantastic. Ooh, there's a pretty church over there. Twin tower steeples. What's interesting is that the land is lower than the water over here on the right-hand side. This is a little downtown area here, it looks like. And you can see the streets are lower than the water. And the bridge is going back down right after we leave. This one I am not sure if it needs to raise or not. I'm going to go in and check. The fifth bridge, if we counted right, is going up now for us. I did not remember this many. It's pretty cool. And then we get to look forward to another lock up here. It's a chilly day today out here, but it's good for traveling. Cloudy, chilly. As long as we don't, this guy's raising this up high. We're not that tall. Maybe he has to raise it all the way. Sometimes they do. And there's a truck over there waiting to go through. And then we're on to our next adventure. I'll show you how we figure out whether we need to radio and ask for a bridge to be raised. As we're watching Navionics, we can click on the little symbol, it looks like that, for each bridge. And then over to the left, a screen will pop up and tell us about the bridge, some information about it, how to contact them, and then will tell us the height. And this next one we're coming up to, the closed height at high water is 24.6 feet. So we've got our antennas down, so that is plenty of clearance for us. So we're not going to call, we're just going to go through. Lots of activity on the side of... Woo! The wind just picked up. I better hang on. We're coming up to the Elliott Joliet drawbridge, which we do not have to ask to be raised because it is 24.6 feet on high water, so we should be fine. It does look low though, so we'll see. Okay, here's us going under the Joliet Elgin drawbridge. It does not have to be raised, hopefully. Ed is up there, so hopefully he'll see. Yeah, it looks scary. It's low. Turn you around so we can see it come out. Oh, no, it's up there pretty good. Although this is only, there's a lot more height to this boat, so I guess, I don't know. We made it. We are lucking out today. This is our second lock, and they are getting the chamber ready for us. We're not having to wait for any tows or barges, and so we're very grateful for that.
We're waiting at the Lockport lock. You can see them prepping the chamber for us, letting the water out of it. And over to the left here, that's the powerhouse that generates electricity that lets the water through also. But normally the water's not flowing out the bottom of the lock like that. You're just letting the water out of the chamber down to our level so they can raise us up to get us closer to Lake Michigan level.
Okay, they are open the gates, and they're letting out a lot of water over there. And so we're going to go in. He told us to go to the second on the right hand side. So I'm going to get ready to go.
Something up north and the water level is rising.
All right, appreciate that. Yeah, we barely make it under that 19-foot, 6-inch fixed bridge, so we were hoping it wasn't high water.
With them increasing the flow, it's going to drop our upper pool.
All right, appreciate that. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
What did he say?
They're doing it because of high water.
Yikes.
But he said with increasing that flow, that should drop it.
Okay, good.
So I don't know how far we are from that bridge, but hopefully far enough away.
From the famous low bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we just got a radio message from the lockmaster that told us to beware of this 40-foot dock that is out here against the lock. We just see it looks like barrels, but Ed's gonna go obviously go all the way to the other side of it and hope it doesn't move. And so we'll be going there. Just put the gates down, and these lowered into the water. That's why I say down. And we'll be getting the signal to move any second now. Leaving the lock. And here is what we need to avoid here.
this area of the, it's really more of a canal, very industrial. There's all types of different types of sands. I'm not sure, probably used in different products. If you look over here, you can see it's very old. Here it looks like it's actually mined or carved out of stone, but it could be very, very old concrete. A ways back, you can see the old rebar coming out. And then in the distance, I think this is the electric shock to keep the Asian carp out of the Great Lakes. We'll get to that when we get up there. We're getting really close to the electronic barrier to keep the Asian carp out of the Great Lakes. It's just another 3,000 feet up here. This is not the time you want to be hanging on to metal railings or peeing overboard as you go through it. That white arch up there is actually, when we get to that, that's when we're in the water that's got some voltage in it. So here we are, we made it. This is a sign you're getting really close to the Great Lakes. This is the electronic fish barrier. I saw on YouTube, if you search on YouTube, electronic fish barrier, maybe Asian carp, there is a tour of the inside of this thing and all the voltage and backup generators they have, because it can never go down, and how it works. It was very interesting. There's the first blue light, which means beware. And up here's, these two guys here are two big diesel generators that run. Everything inside, I learned this from that movie, everything inside has dual redundancy, so when they take part of it down for maintenance, they can keep the other part up running, so that the Great Lakes are never exposed to the fish they're trying to keep out. There's one of the electrodes in the water. Another one there, they have that red on them. And on the opposite side, you got the same thing going on.
I somehow find this pretty interesting. It's a gigantic piece of plastic. The plastic bags full of sand, covering up sand. We've seen a number of these down the river. Some action. It's been pretty dead because it's Monday, Memorial Weekend. First action we've seen. The famous Burlington Northern Railroad Bridge that is the low one that everybody worries about getting under. So we are going to attempt to go under it, and it does look low. Hopefully not too low. Guess I'll film up here, us going underneath it. Oh yeah, we're gonna make it fun. Ed had to take down a lot of stuff up on the roof, the antennas and the light pole, and we made it. are making a turn on the Calumet River, and if you continue going straight, you go right through downtown Chicago. So here's our turn. And we can't go through downtown Chicago because the bridges are way too low for us. A lot of the flybridge boats have to go this way.
Can't go by this spot without giving a shout out to Marine Services Corp. We had some engine work done here, or actually impellers put in, but they work on very large, nice yachts, have a lot of storage facilities very close to Lake Michigan.
This is OBrien Lock, and if you can see, they just opened the gates. It's only 2 feet down, so they just opened the gates up and let the water come out. And so we just wait for that. It's just been about, 10 minutes or so, so it's still a wait. But it's interesting. This is our third and last lock to Lake Michigan. Hallelujah. Yay. We're definitely ready to get off the rivers. We finally made it. I don't know if it took, seems like a long time, but I guess it wasn't that long. We are going to be floating here in the middle. We do not need to tie off, but it is very windy. But Ed's just going to have to work hard. We do have fenders over here on this side just in case. We will tie off. But where you have to tie off here are these yellow pins on the side of the wall, which is pretty hard. You have to lasso them. But I got my rope here ready to go just in case I gotta show off my expertise. Just teasing. It took them a while to get these gates closed, so we decided to tie up to this wall. And I did successfully lasso this pin. It was probably the hardest one so far because it was high and far away, but we got it. And we're in. 24 feet, and 22 feet. Whoa, that moved. Oh my gosh, that's got to be lower than 24. We just made that one. What about the 22 up here? All right, I'm gonna call. Don't go under that till I call.
All right.
Okay. We finally got a hold of him, and it's 24 feet, and the railroad bridge is up already, thankfully, because that said 22. And that other one we went to was supposed to be 24 back there, but it sure missed us by inches. So that's our lucky day. Lucky day, but another heart attack on the river for me. 106th Street Bridge. Just radioed from them to open it. For some reason they're not hearing us, but we are having to use our small radio because we took down the antennas for the boat. So we're using our handheld radio, and that could be the problem. Who knows? He did finally hear me and answer me though. It's a beautiful bridge. And here it goes. Nice brick ends. And we're heading out to Lake Michigan. '100th Street Bridge. This is Pleasure Craft Freebird heading out to Lake Michigan. Could we have an opening, please?
Street to the Pleasure Craft. Yeah, roger, the captain, stand by for you there.
Thank you. Did you hear what he said?
Yeah, he said,
Stand.
Thank you very much.
something to the Pleasure Craft, stand by, I'll be ready, something like that.
Okay. Stand by, I'll be raising it, he said. All right. There we go. '100th Street Bridge. They're beautiful bridges. See the guy up there in the tower? There it goes. This one I think we can get under. Thank God. Oh, is that another one? I better go look. Okay, this one says he's 23 feet, and I don't know. Ed, should we? I don't know. That looks pretty low. Ed, that looks pretty low. Should we ask?
No, that guy said 23, I can tell from here we're fine.
Okay. All right, we're fine. We're fine, he says. Oh, it's getting dark, man. Then we're gonna get out on Lake Michigan. It's gonna storm, of course. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully not. We've been lucky so far. I'm getting in just in case. I guess we're gonna make it. I don't hear anything scraping. All right, we made that one. 92nd Street Bridge. Requesting them to open because it's only 18 feet. So we definitely need that one opened. We just went through the 92nd Bridge. They had to open it for us, and then they had this railroad way up there open, which is great. And you look out here, Lake Michigan. We made it. Now we got to go out there and see how crazy it is. So, see you later. Okay, we are out on Lake Michigan, and we just came out of the Calumet Canal, and we are heading over to Hammond Marina, which is those buildings right straight there. And it is nothing out here. There's a few little rollers, and so we're very relieved. There was weather was telling us there could be up to 3-foot waves out here, so guess you just got to come out and look. Okay, we are entering Hammond Marina, and you can see Chicago over the rocks out there. There it is. And will be coming in and going around the corner. We've been here before. I think they put us on the same dock we were before, the P dock. That building right there is the big casino. We walked in there to check it out, and we walked out within 2 minutes because of the smoke. We're not really into smoke, so. But I'm sure a lot of other people enjoy it. Yeah? Okay.
I'd really like to thank all of Freebird's subscribers. We really enjoy reading your comments and answering your questions. Please subscribe and come along for the ride.